Welcome back to the Retirement Income Show. Today, we're talking about the 5 things you need to look for when choosing the right financial advisor. And so far, we've talked about how you need an advisor who specializes in retirement and one that's an educator and a coach. Now, let's talk about how you need to choose an advisor that's not going to use just cookie cutter strategies in your retirement plan. I want you to imagine this just for a moment. When you look at a crowding parking lot or a crowded highway, you don't see just 2 or 3 or 4 different types of cars. You see hundreds of different types of cars. And in most cases, they represent hundreds of different types of drivers with all kinds of different wants and needs. And in most cases, each person driving a car is going to drive one that suits their needs. Now, let's get back to that sweet old lady that has that hot rod. Could it be that maybe she's just unique and she likes fast cars and she likes hot rods and she chose it because she feels like it's right for her? Or could it be a different situation? Could it be that the dealership just sold her that type of car and they didn't really care if it was right for her or not? They only cared about making the sale and making that commission. Well, unfortunately, the same thing happens in the financial world. And typically, these types of advisors are going to have anywhere from like 5 to 10 different cookie cutter set portfolios that they offer. Yep, some of those portfolios may be 100% stock based. It may be 80% stocks, 20% bonds, maybe ones that's 60%, 40, 40, 60. You've heard them all, and so on and so forth. And they might even ask you to complete a risk tolerance questionnaire. And what they're going to do is take that questionnaire, put it to a computer algorithm, and supposedly that algorithm is going to determine which portfolio is right for you. But there's a really good chance that it's not going to be the best fit, especially if you're in or nearing retirement. You don't want a cookie cutter one-size-fits-all strategy spit out by a computer. What you really want is a customized strategy created with you, with a financial coach and an educator who specializes in retirement income. And that's something that we can help here at Wood Financial Group. You can reach out to us directly at retiretv.com or by calling 855-776-0614 to get started. Now, all these things bring me to the 4th criteria that you need to look into before choosing the right advisor. You need to choose an advisor who offers individual bonds, not just bond funds. And there's a big difference. Simply put, an individual bond is a contract-based investment that comes with 2 important guarantees. A bond mutual fund not only lacks those guarantees, but also contains a lot of the same risks that a stock mutual fund may have. And be aware that if an advisor tries to offer you a bond fund as one of the conservative options, it's probably because that bond fund represents the conservative end of his or her aggressive business model. The real conservative option isn't bond funds at all. It's actively managed portfolio of individual bonds and bond-like instruments, tools used by advisors who specialize in portfolio protection and retirement income. So, what are those 2 guarantees that you get with individual bonds and why are they so important? Well, we're going to get to that in just a minute. But right now, let's welcome back my friend and today's guest, David Scranton. Hello again, Dave.
Hey, Wes. So I get that you're a big believer in custom, but you and I are both pretty down-to-earth, practical guys, right? We don't go out buying custom suits.
Right.
We don't live in custom homes. Nice homes, but not custom homes, right? Even golf clubs. I don't know about you, but I know I don't have custom golf clubs, and I don't think you do either. So why is it so different when it comes to investing, custom strategies? Aren't there times when a cookie cutter strategy that's designed for a retiree might be okay?
Well, it could be. There's always that chance that that cookie cutter strategy may work out for that retiree. Now, the cookie cutter strategies may work out okay for those younger folks that are in the accumulation phase, but in most cases when they're retired, that cookie cutter isn't going to work out. People have different goals, different needs, different income goals, different ideas on what they want their investments to do. And when I'm meeting with people, it's better to understand exactly what they want and get to the root issue and listen to them, and then create a portfolio that's going to is going to meet those goals. Maybe we need to look at tax strategies. Maybe we need to look at RMDs coming up. We need to look at what's the best way to generate interest and dividends. And if we just throw it into a cookie cutter strategy, a lot of times it's going to conflict with their actual goals and the things that they're going to want to look for.
So last week we talked a lot about Social Security, making the decision as to when and how to take it and how that's customized. So is the Social Security decision that I make for myself, is that a good example of why investments need to be not a cookie cutter solution, why they need to be custom, just like the Social Security decision is?
Yep, absolutely. I mean, maximizing Social Security is a huge component on maximizing income in retirement. So what you need to do is look at the best way to maximize Social Security and perhaps create a portfolio around it to maybe bridge the gap of income that you may need. Not only Social Security, but a lot of people still may get a pension. Well, when's the right time to take a pension? Should I take this type of pension? Should I take the joint survivor pension? And depending on which one you pick, it may have an effect on the type of custom portfolio that you put together for a client in order to generate the income that they're going to need, along with the pension, along with Social Security. Everybody's situation is unique. Nobody's is the exact same,
Sure.
Nor should the portfolios be the exact same in this cookie cutter model. And what
Gotcha.
happens a lot of times in our industry, and you well know, is that by filling out just a risk questionnaire, throwing it into a computer, going through the algorithm and saying this is what you need to have, is just easier for the advisor to do, and a lot of times it's just there to cover themselves.
So I know you poo-poo the risk tolerance questionnaire, but is it all that bad? I mean, you do need to determine as a fiduciary, which you are, the proper risk tolerance for each individual client, correct? So what's the better way?
Well, yeah, no, that's definitely right. I mean, the types of investments that you're going to use in a portfolio need to be aligned not only with their goals, but also their risk tolerances. Obviously, we're not going to put investments into a portfolio that may be a little bit more aggressive, like value-based dividend stocks that generate interest and dividends, for somebody that has less tolerance for risk.
Well, Wes, I guess my question is, what's the better way to make that determination then, what the risk tolerance is as an advisor if you're not using said questionnaire?
Yeah, well, really just listening to them, being a coach and educator, taking in all their information, not only their risk tolerance, but also their goals, and just really taking the time to understand their needs, and then building a customized portfolio for them, not just filling out a questionnaire.
Something much more personal, it sounds like, than some computer algorithm.
Exactly right. And Dave, thanks for those questions. And we're going to have a lot more with Dave Scranton in just a moment. But after the break, we're going to talk about those 2 guarantees that you get with individual bonds and why these guarantees are so important.
A fiduciary is someone legally obligated to act in your best interest. Doctors, lawyers, and some financial advisors are fiduciaries, but not all. When you work with Wes Wood and his team at Wood Financial Group, you are working with fiduciaries. They help clients create customized investment portfolios based off their retirement goals. If you're ready to work with a fiduciary, visit retiretv.com and schedule a free, no-obligation conversation with Wes or a Wood Financial Group advisor.
I'm David Scranton. During my career, I found that most baby boomers have done a great job growing their retirement savings, yet many don't know how to convert their savings into steady income. And that is why I built the Retirement Income Store, to help hardworking Americans preserve their assets and establish steady streams of income.
If you're 55 or older, please claim our free Retirement Income Kit, chock full of information you need to know to get steady income during your retirement. Call 866-714-7377, online at theretirementinComeStore.com.
Hi, I'm Wesley Wood, host of the Retirement Income Show, and I'm founder and president of Wood Financial Group. And we're a local independent financial services company that specializes in creating custom retirement solutions tailored to meet your particular needs.
Visit retiretv.com to learn how we can help you create a customized retirement portfolio.